Hi, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about tax lien auctions in Florida, and we're going to do that using a tool called Parcel that lets us view what are in the county auctions and research those properties. And so what we'll do is we'll show you a few different counties and some properties in those counties to take a look at what you can do to essentially understand what you're buying tax liens on at these auctions so that you're not blindly bidding on whatever you saw on the list that looked interesting. So let's just jump in, and on the screen right now you will see parcelfair.com is the tool we're using. And there are multiple states available, but let's take a look at Florida in particular. On the home page you can click View Florida Properties, this green button, and you can see all of the counties on screen now, and any one of these green buttons will open up a new map search that will show you all of the tax properties available with liens in that county. And that would be also anything in the auction that's coming up or anything available over the counter as county held certificates. So I went ahead and opened up the first one for us just to get ahead of things here. And this is Baker County, Florida. Baker County is smaller, somewhat rural. It is just to the west of Jacksonville and right on the Florida-Georgia border. Their tax sale is fairly small in comparison. There's about 1,000 parcels in it. And right now we're looking at it on the map, and you can see these yellow shapes are the outlines of the properties that have liens available in the tax sale. Right now we're looking at this high contrast map for simplicity, but if we want more detail, we can switch over to the satellite view by clicking in the top left corner, and Google will swap us out over to this satellite imagery where we can see tree lines and clearings and fields. You could even see bodies of water wherever those are available, and get a better idea of what's on the property, what's near the property. There's a nice pond over here. And we just kind of surf around the county and take a look at what's available. So I opened this property in Baker County in advance so we could take a peek at that one. You'll see it's 7.63 acres. It's in the tax lien auction for 2022. And you can see on the right side, there is a street view from Google, along with, if we want to dig in deeper, we can take a look at this panorama view, which opens a brand new window. And now we're looking at the neighborhood, which looks like a bit of a trailer park. We can see valuations on the left side, and as we move down the page, the satellite image again. And then the most interesting part probably is this upcoming auction, the Baker tax sale. If we click on that, we're provided with information about when is the sale, where will it be, links to the register for the sale, information about it, and even the list where we can find the properties. So that auction list button takes you to this page, which is obviously we've left Parcel Fair and we're now on the Baker County website that handles their tax sale. So from there you can pick it up with them and do your bidding and hopefully purchase some properties. Another property in Baker County, this is another trailer park. We're just taking a peek at that one too. And you can see on this one, it's pretty much a similar story. I would point out that the owner's address and the parcel's address right here on the left side, you can see that they're different, which could be interesting for your strategy and your research. You might want to find properties where the owner is not living in the property, maybe a better chance that they won't redeem, or a better chance that you could buy additional years of liens and maybe get more interest out of it or something. On the right side, we can see the Baker County links in this block of many, many links, but this top section is specifically about Baker County. And we'll click the first one and go to the appraiser's website, because we're able to take you directly to this parcel on the appraiser website so you can take a look at what the appraiser has to say about it. And we provide a lot of information in Parcel Fair, but you can really dig into which buildings and all of that, and it's just a great jumping off point if you want to go dig into what the appraiser has to say about the property. And of course they keep their site up to date, so this will change over time. So that's the real value of these research links, is that we hook you up with those county sources so you can do additional homework beyond what Parcel Fair has in there. Another property in Baker County is this commercial building. It's a very similar story. The Baker County links on the right, satellite image and panorama view. So let's stop for a second and talk about what you're looking at. This is the 2022 lien auction, so you'll be buying the 2022 lien on this property. But on this next property, we're showing you what happens if a property is in this current year auction but has previous year liens available. So you can buy 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 liens if they're available on a property. And we changed Parcel Fair to handle this using this green panel right here that if you click it, we give you a line item view of every lien that's available currently for this parcel. And in this case, you can see there's 2016, 2017, and then a gap, and then you jump to 20, 21, and 22. You can see the interest rate, the sale amount, face value, and the date of the sale as well. So it helps you research that in case you want to buy multiple liens on this property. And in Florida, that's important because when multiple lien years are available, that's how a property moves on to the next phase, which is the deed auction. Once the 3 years liens have been purchased, the county will actually hold a deed auction for the property where you as the lien holder plus anyone from the public could show up and buy this property deed at an auction. Now, as the lien holder, you really don't have any advantage there. It's literally a public auction that's announced and anybody can buy the property at that point. But that's the point where you would get paid back for your liens as well and get your nice 18% that Florida offers if you bought them at full interest rate. So I'll try not to get too far into over-the-counter liens yet. This is an example where you could go buy previous years and we give you instructions on how to do that so that you don't have to figure it out yourself. You can just follow the instructions and buy the liens like you want to. And here's one more property in a similar vein that I wanted to show you some distinction. This property does have multiple liens available, but they're all from previous years. That's not in the current tax auction. And so you can click on that and see that we have 2019, 2016, 2015 available. And again, you can go to the instructions and this will take you through the steps to literally add those liens to the cart and check out using the site Lien Hub is where you'd be purchasing from. We don't sell any liens on Parcel Fair. We just take you to the people that do sell them. So that's an interesting thing we had to change in Parcel Fair was not just thinking about the property, but think about the liens available. So the next map I want to show you is for Palm Beach County, and it's a pretty big distinction from Baker County. You can see it's on the East Coast, much larger number of properties available, 16,572 at the moment in this auction. And what's really interesting about Palm Beach County is it's on the coast, which means, let's go to satellite view, see that beautiful beach there. We have these massive buildings that contain units, individual units with condos with individual owners and potentially individual liens per unit. So if you think about it this way, you can have a high-rise condo building that has many condo units, and those condo units can have many liens. So you're sort of drilling down this hierarchy of trying to find what is it I'm bidding on in the tax auction? What am I buying? And so what we've done is we've altered the software. If you've seen our info windows, they usually look like this when you click on a property, and that's giving you information about one property. But when you click on one of these large ones that has multiple units, you can see the info window looks entirely different because we have to show you that there are multiple units available and then give you a chance to click individually into the different reports for each unit. So it's a lot to take in. Let me say it again. You're looking at individual units inside of a building, and each unit has a lien for this current tax auction available to purchase. So this one has 3 and this one has 2, and you can click on the link to go view individual reports for each unit and the liens available. So let's jump in and take a look at one that is this beautiful building with palm trees and of course the sunshine you'd expect in Florida. And this is we're looking at one particular unit right now, and it's the same story. We can click on that unit's upcoming auction link and see all the details about the Real Tax Lien auction. Real Tax Lien is the site that hosts Palm Beach County. Here's the information about the sale, the taxes due, and the links to that site, which would take us over to the Real Tax Lien website where you would register, you can view your items, and you can even bid on them over here on the Real Tax Lien website. So moving on to another property, this is another Palm Beach County property that has multiple units available. It just looks a little different. It's smaller, complex than what we just saw, but all the same ways to research it. We can look at the tax liens, owner research, and then the Palm Beach links on the right. This is the county appraiser. Same story. This will take you to the property's details at the county appraiser website where we get all the appraiser information that we want to read about. So that's Palm Beach in contrast. Let's do one more. Right now we're looking at Orlando, and what we haven't really talked about yet is how do you filter your searches. And I'm going to actually reset this one so we can take a look at everything in the Orlando tax auction that's coming up. And I think there's 14,000 properties here, so we watch it loading on the screen here, these yellow properties spilling in. So it's a pretty dense looking auction. There's quite a bit peppering the screen, and as we zoom out, it's a big county too. So there's you have some undeveloped area on the right, and then the more city area on the left. Let's switch over to satellite view so we can see that contrast against the development. Like I said, there's a lot of greenery on the right, open forest area, and then the city over here. So we are looking at a lot of properties across a large county. Let's use this feature at the top of the screen called Jump to Location, because maybe I want to look near a landmark and see what properties are available. So I can think of a few landmarks in Orlando. Let's just take a stab at one. So let's Universal Studios. You see as I typed it, Google auto-completed for me, and it's the first thing I'm looking at. So let's click that. So our map was immediately shifted to the location where Universal Studios parks are, and now I can take a look at what's nearby. There's these nice properties that are look very expensive and will probably redeem. Even if you buy the lien, there's a good chance they would redeem because they're so valuable. But it's still fun to look at and use this as an example of how you would search for a landmark and then see things around it. And I guess there's maybe at least one other landmark that we could look at in Orlando, Disney World. Might have heard of it. It's a little place here in the southwest corner. So Disney pays their taxes. There's nothing really available in the park, but we can take a look right down here off the edge of what is this Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's a odd-looking L-shaped property available, and if we cut up here to the northeast side, there's some very expensive lots available up here. These lots are millions of dollars because of their location, and it would be fun to buy tax liens on those if they make it all the way to the auction. I don't think they're going to make it all the way through. They will probably redeem at some point, but it's still a nice example. And this jump to location, it's using Google Places database, which is an amazing accumulation that they put together, a collection of addresses and places. So you could actually search for, let's go something less glamorous. Let's look at the McDonald's on International Drive. So it's context specific. It knows where my map is. And here we are at the Orlando McDonald's. And these may be a little more likely to make it to the tax auction, a vacant lot like this that's one day being developed. Wow, $15 million for 9 acres. Wow. So that's just showing you how to do this. This could apply to any state, any county. You can use the jump to location and navigate accordingly. So let's do one more thing. I want to show you, with 14,000 properties in the Orlando auction, how do we filter down to things we care about? And this is the search filters box. I clicked on this by clicking the magnifying glass in the bottom left of the screen. There's also a big blue button in the top right corner in case you get lost. Either way, we'll open the search filters. And so we still want to be in Florida and Orange County, But let's say buildings only. I only want things that have structures. And I only want things that are $200,000 or more. And let's say I only want owners that are located at a different address, where the owner address is different from the parcel's address, so that I know that they don't live there. Maybe they're distant from the situation, and maybe I have a better chance of not redeeming. So remember, we had 14,500 something parcels, and we just ruled out 12,000 of those to get it down to 2,000 parcels, much more manageable number for us to take a look at. So if we're thinking about the entire state of Florida and all the auctions that are going on right now, I could actually say all counties, and I could maybe take this up to $500,000 minimum with owners with different addresses. And we can search across the entire state, across all the auction hosts, and across all the over-the-counter inventories at the same time. So I'm going to zoom out and we'll see how many properties meet those criteria in just a moment here. I have the county borders turned on as well, so we can take a look at where the counties are. That's the gray borders. So in the entire state, that search yielded 4,000 results, and they are scattered quite literally everywhere. So that's still plenty of properties to look at meeting those criteria. And depending on if it's in an auction or available over the counter, you could plan accordingly, and depending on your strategy, maybe buy something. So I hope you'll try Parcel Fair out. We have a 7-day free trial that gets you all the states, and it does limit you on the number of property reports you can run each day. That's just to make sure that we're using this appropriately and not dishing out too many reports and costing us money as well. So please try it out, and I'd also encourage you to start a dialogue with us. We are in multiple states. We're adding states, and we would love to hear where you're investing, where you would love to see our tool grow and expand into. So in the video description, I will put a link to our site, a link to our contact page, and of course you can drop us a chat in the comments here on YouTube. And again, we'd love to talk with you, so please reach out. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.